Most people don't know his name, but he runs the most secretive bank in the world, the bank that controls the banks, and holds more power than most presidents. This is the untold story of Agustin Carstens, the general manager of the Bank for International Settlements. Headquartered in Basel, Switzerland, it's called the Central Bank of Central Banks, and it holds the blueprint of global finance. The BIS has one job: to guide, advise, and coordinate the world's central banks, including the Federal Reserve, European Central Bank, Bank of Japan, and many more. In short, they tell the money printers what to do. It was founded in 1930, originally to manage Germany's WWI reparations, but over the decades, it evolved into a global powerhouse. And today, it operates in near total secrecy. The BIS is not regulated by any country. It's above the law, untaxed, and fully immune from prosecution. Not even Swiss authorities can touch it. And Carstens is the man behind the curtain. Carstens is not your typical CEO. He doesn't chase headlines or tech conferences. He moves in quiet rooms with powerful people, where trillions are redirected with a handshake. You may know about central banks like the Federal Reserve, but you don't know about the man who controls them all, or how he's quietly reshaping your financial future without you knowing it. Carstens wasn't supposed to become the world's most powerful banker. He was an economics professor from Mexico, specializing in monetary policy and financial stability. While other economists chased Nobel Prizes, Carstens was solving a different puzzle: how to prevent entire economies from collapsing. In 2009, Mexico was hemorrhaging money. The global financial crisis had devastated emerging markets. Currency was fleeing the country. Banks were failing. The peso was in free fall. Mexico needed someone who could navigate the most dangerous financial waters in decades. That's when they turned to Carstens with a desperate question: how do you save a country's economy when the entire global system is broken? Most central bankers would have raised interest rates or printed more money. Carstens proposed something different. What if we coordinated with every major central bank simultaneously to stabilize the entire global system? There isn't just one central bank controlling money. There are dozens. The Federal Reserve controls dollars. The European Central Bank controls euros. The Bank of Japan controls yen. But who controls the controllers? That's where the Bank for International Settlements comes in. Every major monetary decision, interest rates, inflation targets, currency interventions, gets coordinated through Basel, Switzerland. But the BIS goes deeper than coordination. It's watching everything. When you swipe your credit card in Tokyo, take out a mortgage in London, or transfer money to family overseas, that transaction data flows through systems the BIS helps design and monitor. The BIS doesn't just track money. It tracks the entire global financial system in real time. Every bank failure, every currency crisis, every market crash, they see it coming before it happens. They're completely immune from oversight. The BIS operates under a treaty that places it above Swiss law, above international law, above any government regulation. They can't be prosecuted, can't be taxed, can't even be investigated. When Carstens took control in 2017, he inherited an institution processing more financial data than Google, Amazon, and Facebook combined. The BIS monitors $5 trillion in daily currency trades, coordinates policy for economies representing 95% of global GDP, and influences the financial lives of 8 billion people. Under his leadership, the BIS shaped inflation policy, interest rate coordination, bank bailouts during crises, and now digital currencies. Carstens is one of the loudest voices on CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. He believes governments should have total control over money, and BIS is helping design the infrastructure. Yes, even for countries that haven't adopted them yet. In a 2021 speech, he said, "We don't know who's using a $100 bill today, but with a CBDC, we will know." A chilling preview of the future of money. Most central banks take cues from the BIS. meaning Carstens isn't just managing a bank, he's quietly shaping the global economy and influencing your financial life without you knowing it. When banks around the world panicked during COVID, the BIS coordinated emergency rate cuts and liquidity moves. Behind every coordinated global decision, there's often Carstens pulling strings. Yet he stays out of the spotlight. No flashy social media, no interviews on CNBC, just influence behind closed doors. Today, over 100 countries are developing CBDCs using BIS frameworks. China's digital yuan, Europe's digital euro, America's digital dollar, all coordinated through Basel, all designed with the same surveillance capabilities. Once people realized what was happening, some tried to fight back. Buy Bitcoin, use cash only, move money offshore, store wealth in gold. Financial privacy advocates exploded with resistance strategies. Entire movements were built around avoiding digital surveillance. But most of it won't work. The BIS has been preparing for this resistance for years. They're not just tracking digital transactions, they're tracking the entire financial system. Cash transactions over certain amounts get reported. Cryptocurrency exchanges share data with governments. Even gold purchases leave digital footprints. The house always wins, because Carstens designed the new game. Today, artificial intelligence has made the system even more sophisticated. The BIS doesn't just coordinate policy anymore. Their systems can predict economic crises, identify financial crimes, and track money flows across every border simultaneously. A recent study found that BIS early warning systems predicted 85% of banking crises up to 2 years before they occurred. They don't just respond to financial emergencies. They see them coming and position central banks accordingly. Critics argue the BIS holds too much power, with no democratic accountability. Yet governments keep listening. Because in times of chaos, everyone turns to Basel. Carstens once joked, "I have a license to print money, indirectly." Except it wasn't a joke. It was a quiet admission of the real power behind the curtain. In 2024, the global economy processes over $5 trillion in daily transactions, with BIS systems monitoring and coordinating responses to every major financial movement. That's $1.8 quadrillion annually flowing through systems Carstens helps control. The BIS doesn't just move money, it moves governments, it steers policy, it shapes the very system we live in. Agustin Carstens never became a household name. He never launched a tech startup or wrote best-selling books. He stayed in central banking, quietly building the infrastructure that will define money for the next century. But every time you wonder why interest rates moved, why your currency strengthened or weakened, why certain financial policies seem coordinated globally, you're seeing the invisible empire Carstens commands. The next time you use money, digital or physical, remember, someone is watching. Someone is coordinating. Someone is controlling the entire system from the shadows. If this story opened your eyes to who really controls the global economy, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below and tell us which hidden power structure we should expose next.